itself seem partisan. If you look at the legal underpinnings of all these cases, coupled with the public nature of their antagonism toward Donald Trump, it leaves them vulnerable to accusations of prosecutorial misconduct. And now you got a Republican-controlled House of Representatives in D.C., and they've already signaled that they're going to start investigating these Democratic officials that pursued Trump. That's likely going to lead to subpoenas and inquiries. And keep in mind, they have the FBI notes. They have the Department of Justice notes. Donald Trump's people are taking over. So you can't come in there and lie. You can't come in there and lie and say, here the notes are right here. You said you wasn't at a meeting. You sent us a bill for $4,000 for the meeting. They're all holding this tiger's tail. And it's going to prove a perilous decision, one that could have lasting ramifications for all their careers. Now, the mess that these black attorneys have made for themselves, because they didn't listen to Uncle Dad. They should have listened to me back in 2022. Why? Y'all should have told them to call me. Okay, y'all enjoying yourself? I'm enjoying myself. I'm having a blast over here because it ain't me. But all these black lawyers, Bragg, Willis, and James, they have willingly positioned themselves as the faces of the relentless legal pursuit of Donald Trump. And their decisions to aggressively prosecute or investigate Trump have placed them at the front of what many see politically as motivated attacks. And now, with Trump headed back to the White House, they're going to bear the brunt of the retribution. Now, shout out to my man, new member. Thank you so much. We got 15. We got how many? We got 13 super chats. I like to get 20. That'll be plenty. Okay? So y'all come on back and help me get that. I'm going to keep talking, but if you all are enjoying this and if you're learning, if I'm making this boring stuff about the law exciting to you and you see what's going on, I mean, this is better than a football game. I mean, this is high order Shakespearean payback. This is a Greek tragedy happening right now. And I hope I'm laying it out for you. Okay? But y'all make sure y'all show me some love. If you learn something, if you ain't learned something, cool. But if you're learning something, make sure you keep the super chats going. I'm talking. Now the liberals gassed these black attorneys up and hailed them as champions, okay, for how bold they were, right? They were going to jump on this high-profile case, and all that failed. That same strategy failed, and now it's turned against them with potentially devastating consequences. In a nation politically divided as the United States, these black attorneys made a mistake of underestimating the resilience of Donald Trump and his base, which increased. And by making themselves the public face of these legal battles, they have effectively painted targets on their backs. Trump's Department of Justice is almost certain to review these cases. And if any hint of improper coordination with political operatives or election interference is uncovered, these black attorneys are going to face serious legal consequences. Trump's promised to drain the swamp. Somebody type drain the swamp in the chat room. Now comes with a sharper edge. Shout out to Simon Morning. Okay. Thank you so much. We need 6 more super chats. Trump has vowed to purge the federal agencies, including the FBI and DOJ, of those he deems politically biased. And while Alvin Bragg and Fonnie Willis are state officials, their actions are not immune to federal scrutiny. If it is found that their cases are part of a coordinated effort to influence in elections or undermine Trump's presidency, they're going to be charged with conspiracy or election interference. It's all bad. You understand me? It's all bad. Somebody type all bad in the chat room. It's all bad. Shout out to my man, Hologram EMC. Bragg and Willis and James, Alvin Bragg, Fonnie Willis, Letitia James, these black lawyers have become the symbol of legal and political establishments' efforts to take down Donald Trump. Their actions are now inseparable from the broader narrative of what Trump supporters call lawfare. Somebody type lawfare in the chat room. And that's the use of legal systems to wage political battles. They didn't think they can beat him. They couldn't beat him. Shout out to my man NJ. They tried to beat him. They couldn't beat him. They couldn't beat him even with all that. Trump has a long memory, and he has a history of going after those who wronged him. He talks about it in his book, The Art of the Deal. If you can get revenge, go ahead and do it. He said that. It's in writing. These black lawyers have relentlessly pursued Trump. They issued indictments. They used gag orders. They made public spectacles of this man. They went after his children. They created a climate along with the media that almost got this man assassinated. Man, you don't think he ain't gonna forget that? Shout out to my man Haywood James. I need 3 more super chats. And here's somehow you look. It's in your face. This is the elephant in the room. There's racial undertones to this situation. These black attorneys, elevated to these prominent positions, tasked with prosecuting Trump, were hailed as symbols of progress and justice for their supporters. However, as the tide turns, they're going to be left to face the fallout by themselves. And in the eyes of Trump and his supporters, which includes many of y'all, they're not just prosecutors. They're the face of the establishment that tried to that failed to destroy him. Now, what happens if shout out to my man Quantum Solace, man. What happens if Donald Trump pursues charges against them? The optics are going to be heinous, okay? Because these very folks, Willis, James, and Bragg, they were once celebrated for standing up to Trump. They're going to become scapegoats for the legal missteps of the broader system. Their cases riddled with questionable legal theories, perceived bias. They could be used as examples of prosecutorial overreach. These lawyers are going to bear the full brunt. These attorneys underestimated the risk aligned with their careers, okay, with the pursuit of Donald Trump. They made a mistake, okay? And the bottom line is Alvin Bragg, Fonnie Willis, and Letitia James now find themselves on the wrong side of history. They found that they're on the losing team. They took on Donald Trump and they took a L. Okay, but see, the problem is they weren't professional. They made it personal and they made it political. Everybody who's anybody is going to be criticizing their cases, their overreach, their tactics. Okay, and now they're vulnerable. They weren't like Jack Smith and Damian Williams. They should have got out the damn case. Shout out to my man Simon. Why didn't they? Why are they willing to risk their reputation and their careers and their freedom? That's what hangs in the balance. Shout out to my man Kay Woodward. Let me tell you why. To me, it defies logic why Alvin Bragg, Fonnie Willis, and Letitia James have not found a way to extricate themselves from these legal quagmires. One might expect experienced legal professionals to recognize the writing on the damn wall, but instead, excuse my French, they continue to pursue Donald Trump with what can only be described as hubris, ego, and arrogance. Their refusal to pivot, despite overwhelming political and legal shift, is not only a tactical failure, but it is also a profound misjudgment of the societal and political realities that govern their roles. Unfortunately, family, we live in a society where a racial hierarchy exists. And it has historically dictated who rises and who falls. Who gets left holding the bag and who gets to walk away scot-free.
You would tune in to the one, if not the best, on these YouTube streets. We call him DennisSpurling. You sit back and hate watch, clocking everything he do and say, but you yelling DennisSpurling. Show some love, ain't enough going round for a black man putting it down. We talking DennisSpurling. Taking over 2025, ain't no lies. Pull up, tell all of your guys we watching DennisSpurling. You tune in to the one, if not the best, on these YouTube streets. We call him DennisSpurling. You sit back and hate watch, clocking everything he do and say, but you yelling DennisSpurling. Show some love, ain't enough going round for a black man putting it down. We talking DennisSpurling. Taking over 2025, ain't no lies. Pull up, tell all of your guys we watching DennisSpurling.
This is Uncle D, and as I always said this time, I'm out.
Almost to 10,000 followers. I want to say thank you to you guys. You know, I know God has something in store for me, and I'm going to continue to say yes.
Smooth operator. Come on, everybody. Smooth operator. Smooth operator. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.